ladies, eh? Okay, lovely, lovely, lovely. Okay, so ladies, welcome to this is actually the last Menopause Monday that I have scheduled. I had started this in May. Let me just pin us here so that everybody can see us on the screen. There we go. Okay, so this is actually our last Menopause Mondays. This is the September edition, so we're going to see where we're going to go from here. But we are doing a live event, which I think you've seen, Nateisha, that we will definitely include you and get you in there with us. So we only have an hour, so let us get started. We're going to do a quick introduction of you, my love, and because we have so many questions. I have so many questions. It's Natalie is not here today. Okay, so you are actually the owner of Beauty Mark Clinical Spa, which I didn't even know about until I had to Google because I'm actually living in the country. I don't live in Kingston. But what was interesting was your bio. I mean, I thought this was amazing. You have over 20 years of clinical therapy experience. I mean, this is incredible. I didn't even know we had that in Jamaica, but you bring a wealth of knowledge and commitment to showcasing world-class clinical and therapeutic spa services to men and women in Jamaica and beyond. So welcome. I'm so thrilled to have you.
Thank you.
So let's just jump straight into some questions on menopause and skincare, because and as I said, going through menopause myself, I think that this is an area, Nateisha, that is not covered or talked a lot about, and that is the skincare. We talk about hot flashes and weight gain, and sometimes we kind of touch into, yeah, my skin kind of feels dry, or but nobody really talks about it, and it is so real. So as we know with menopause, it does bring a lot of changes to our skin. I know I'm one of those, but as our hormones plummet and they kind of do all kinds of things, we notice our skin can become very dry, maybe dark spots, some itching, even more facial hair on your face and your head, because we're losing a lot of hair. So let's start, I think, with the most common, and that is dryness. I think that's the one that most people talk about. And let's talk a little bit. What can we do? Is this real? Is it happening? Or what can we do about it?
Okay, a lot of women are experiencing dryness in just about every area. But yes, there are treatments out there that you can actually do in order to help you go through that process. For one, with the skin, we have so much options, right? Skincare using hydrative stuff on the face, different methods on the skin, especially because then our body changes. We itches, as what you said. We mentioned that earlier. We itches a lot, so we do have stuff that helps to kind of soothe the skin. So one of the things I would suggest, if, for example, you're experiencing dryness in different areas, and I'm going to touch on also the private area as well. Okay, one, there are hydrofacials involved that you can actually do. There are lightweight creams and cleansers that you can actually use to enhance the skin and all that. We find as we age, in terms even with our sex life as well too, we find down there get a little bit dry too. So we also have treatments for that, like the vaginal rejuvenation that rejuvenate there, help with our moisture and stuff like that. So there are options, different creams to use there on our body overall. Yeah.
Okay, so with your spa, you not only treat just the face, you treat all areas of the body in your spa?
All areas of the body. What we're going to be putting out there pretty soon, which you're the first to hear, we're going to be doing more of the vaginal rejuvenation. Yes.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, because a lot of women are experiencing dryness as they touch between 40 to 50 and up, because of course that's where it all starts from. You can tell, they would tell you that, listen, this is what is happening to me. This is what is happening to my body. A lot of women are actually going through premenopausal stage and don't even understand that's what's happening to them.
Yeah, I know when I was reading up about, doing some research on this, they were talking about perimenopausal skin and versus menopausal skin. So let's go into that a little bit because I have, as I said, I have a whole heap of questions. Is there a difference? At what stage should we be then tackling the skin so that we don't get to that
When you
point?
enter the premenopausal stage, you should be. Because
Okay.
you want to start preparing your skin from the early stage rather than to wait until later to start treating. So I would say from the early stage.
Okay, so get on it right away. Let's not wait.
Yes,
Okay.
do not procrastinate on it.
Okay. No, that's good to know. So we talk about the dryness and some other stuff. What are other menopausal symptoms of the skin that you have seen come through your practice? Or that you see that is, but people maybe, that are quite common, but maybe we don't talk about it.
All right, so I notice a lot in terms of skin because I do a lot of skincare. I will find that ladies will come in with, and I often see them like flushes, the skin is flushed. Also, they would have like really acne that they would classify, but we know that it's really hormonal because it gets red, inflamed. Oftentimes, they get hardened, turn into blackheads. Sometimes it's hard to treat. Sometimes the facial hair is a lot. Yes, a lot of women comes in with a lot of facial hair and don't know what to do. And also that can contribute to other things that is going on in their body as well. So I always encourage them if there is facial hair issues, I would recommend laser therapy. And also we can use skin rejuvenation to actually treat the skin as well to get rid of those inflamed acne as well.
Okay. So let's talk a little bit about the facial hair one, because I think that that's one that can be so embarrassing for women. As it's going through this stage, they're finding more hair, their skin is changing, whatnot. They're embarrassed, as you talked about the red spots and whatnot. Why does this happen? Why does facial hair appear during menopause?
Okay, because then remember we produce estrogen in our body, right? And of course, if we are not producing enough estrogen, what's going to happen? Our body is going to be off balance. And those are the things that is happening to us. And also sometimes sorry about that. Also, sometimes I notice with a lot of women too, they have had PCOS, which is part of hormonal, right? So with that, I said, of course, it's going to affect women who are actually, oh Lord, I'm sorry. I'm sorry there. I'm sorry. Yes, it's going to affect a lot of women with facial hair right there because if the hormone is unbalanced, of course, that will happen. And then also what I notice with a lot of females, we know that this is a time as we get in age, we need to start preparing our body for hormones, for menopausal, right? So we need to start taking certain supplement that will help with our estrogen level, right? Vitamin E or B12 and all those things.
Yeah, no, I know that that's really important because in our previous episodes, Natalie, who is, of course, the live store, she talks a lot about what we can take, the supplements to help with hair growth, hair loss, all of those things. So I think that is very, very important. So you said you do have options for ladies who come in with more facial hair.
Yes.
What are those again? So because I need to make some
All
notes.
right, so you have the skin rejuvenation by using laser to treat those inflammation, acne. And also for the hair, we do have hair removal, laser hair removal service that we offer as well.
Okay. Have you ever seen with women, of course, going through peri or menopause, that they're actually like, say, on their arms or their legs, that they actually have lost all of that hair. Like, like when we were younger, we'd have to wax our legs all the time or
Patches.
shave. And now it's like, where's the hair gone? You feel like a hairless cat.
I
Have you noticed that with some of your women?
I have seen a lot women who have even bald spot on their heads. Um, and I find a lot of persons are embarrassed to talk about it because no woman wants to really lose their hair. And they will find that other areas on their body, of course, no hair, and they're concerned about that. But one of the things I would say to them is that there is always help out there for them. It's just they need to talk. They need to feel comfortable to talk to people who are experienced and who can help them on their journey.
Yeah, I think that's very important. Is it talking? As I said, a lot of women don't want to talk about it because it is a very embarrassing subject. If you're losing your hair, or even, like I said, even on your skin, on your arms or your legs, a lot of women are
Yes.
embarrassed about that. So I think you're 100% right. Women, and this is why I do what I do, is talking
And
about the
also,
what you're going through is normal.
and also another thing that I find too, when a woman has done hysterectomy, she can actually go into premenopausal stage. It will feels like that, but not necessarily being is that, but because she have done the surgery, it can affect her the same.
Okay, so that
Because
is something else for them to look out for then, the women who have had hysterectomies.
yes,
Yeah, definitely. No, I think that's good to know. Okay, so we have two lovely ladies. Anne-Marie says people in Jamaica do not like to talk. Absolutely, Anne-Marie, and it is hard to learn from our peers and elders. It's so true because our elders, our parents, our grandparents, they never spoke about this. I mean, this is like
no,
no. So 100% right. Women, especially in Jamaica, don't like to talk about this.
I find that when it comes to women's issue, it's been swept underneath the rug. No one
Oh,
wants to talk about it.
absolutely. And this is why, as I said, I do what I do with this Menopause Mondays, is create awareness for women to say, look, this is happening to me. So thank you for sharing that. Well, we talk about the common ones, the skin dryness and stuff. Have you noticed anything that's really not common that women could, oh crikey, like when we're talking about symptoms of menopause, I know like somebody talked about frozen shoulder or burning mouth syndrome. I mean, these are not common per se, but now that women are talking about it, it's like, oh my God, of course I have that too. Have you seen anything like that in your practice? Like you're like, that's not really common, but it is a symptom of menopause changes?
One or two, not a lot. One or two persons will say, okay, they're experiencing different symptoms of like pain in different areas on their body. They will tell you that the they can't sleep because then they're extremely hot and all those things. But we don't get that. Again, that part of it, I don't get that a lot. The most I have experienced is mainly the skincare issues, losing of hair loss and stuff like that. That's
Okay,
what
so
we
there's
get.
nothing uncommon then with the skincare part of it then, the skin. It's usually the common stuff, the itching, the dryness.
The itching, the dryness, losing the hair, all that. Yeah,
Okay. Okay. So, well, we do know that menopause is inevitable and we are going to go through it whether we like it or not.
of
But
course.
is it, I know this is an odd question to ask, but is it possible for us to prevent our skin changes in menopause? I mean, some women, when you look at them, they look absolutely beautiful. Their skin looks flawless. Are they doing something that, say, the rest of us are not doing, or what?
So it's all about start preparing your body, preparing your skin for these things. So there are things that you can actually use at home. You can do little radio frequency devices that actually helps to stimulate the skin cells and actually build up your collagen as we lose them, as from time to time as we age. There are other things that we can also do, anti-aging treatments that we can actually put into practice. But once we are going through that stage, we have to bear in mind, you will intend to get dry. You have to start exfoliating your skin, hydrating your skin more, ensuring that you're taking your supplements, because whatever you put inside your body, it's going to show on the outside.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one. So let's talk a little bit, let's go a little deeper into the treatments that we can go and do. I mean, you talked about, and later I'll ask you about the ones we can do at home, but I mean, what are some of the important or the big ones then, if you say, I'm going to go and have that done at Beauty Mark, what would that one be? Like, what would you recommend?
You can do microcurrent that actually stimulate the muscles and stuff like that, tightness.
Okay.
You can do, again, as I said, you can do some hydrofacial. We have anti-aging peels. You have other like collagen treatments that you can actually use. Like there is one that we're going to be carrying soon called Porphyria. It's an injectable, but what it does when you do put it under the skin, it actually helps your natural collagen to speed up. So it gives you that plump, effective look, and it lasts at least for a year.
For a year. Wow, that's amazing.
Yes.
So you carry that in your...
So we will be carrying that soon. So pretty much I am giving you all the insight before we actually put it out there to the public.
That is amazing. I didn't even know all of that was there. Oh, that's going to be incredible.
Is that a topical or it's an injectable?
It's an injectable.
Okay.
So it's fall under cosmetic.
Okay. Super.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah,
and
ladies,
you're located where?
So you don't have to, if it's not Botox, it's not a Botox. It's nothing like that. This is all natural, because remember, our body loses collagen, our body loses also hyaluronic acid, and that's what it is.
So
and you're located in Menopause?
Your location.
Okay, so we're located in Manor Park Plaza, shop number 9, upper.
Okay. I went, a funny joke. I went to your business, I don't know, a couple of years back about something, and I looked on the menu of the thing, and I saw something called a vajazzle. And I was like, what is this? So when they told me, of course, I came home and told my husband, and he's like, you have to go get it. We have to go get it. You have to go see how long it can last. I'm like, I'm crazy. Anyhow, it was something that certainly opened my mind as to things that were out there that people do.
Yeah, there's a lot of women. Again, as I said, we have a lot of issues sometimes we're dealing with, but they don't want to talk about it. For one, I don't discriminate. I'm a woman myself, and I know as time goes by, I'm going to experience a lot of things, right? So it's not here to discriminate. It's here to help.
So, I just didn't know the things that were available.
Of course, I mean, there's so much we can do to keep down there beautiful and, keep it together.
And exciting, yeah, okay.
So tell us a little about it, Nateisha,
a vajazzle.
A jazzle. Talk a little bit about that.
So you do have, like, we do the vajay facials, the vajay enhancement, where we kind of do peels and stuff like that on the area. Because remember, as we get more mature, we loses elasticity, right? And we do the peels also to help to stimulate so that the skin can stay a little bit firmer.
Well, that's amazing. The fact that we have options for that, I think is incredible. Really and truly.
But please tell Nikki what a vajazzle is.
Yes, please tell us. Tell me. Anne-Marie knows. Maybe Anne-Marie should tell us.
Okay, so you have two types of well, we call it bedazzle, vajazzle is what she called it. But it's really you have the rejuvenation and you have the one that to treat the outer surface. Also, we can, well, not me, but a doctor, if we refer you to a doctor, they can actually do the surgery down there actually to kind of help to, put it all back together.
Okay, the
Well,
one I was referring to, it was Swarovski crystals and like putting like a little tattoo embellished, fun stuff. That was the
Oh,
one
so you're talking, okay, so what you're talking about, okay, so that would fall underneath corrective makeup
Okay.
for there, that what would do to enhance down there for the moment. But we no longer do that one.
Oh, okay, but it was quite exciting.
It
Because
was, yes.
I said to them, "Oh my gosh, how long does that last?" And the person behind the desk said to me, "Oh, it depends on the wear and tear."
We no
Nikki, I
longer do
nearly
that
died.
one.
I nearly died, Nikki.
listen, girl, as we are maturing, we have options, Anne-Marie, and this is what is so beautiful because we've been through a lot of childbirth, we've been through it all.
Yeah,
And it's important that all areas of our body are looked after and feel beautiful and look beautiful. But there's just
right.
the fact that we have these as options, I think is absolutely incredible. I really do.
Yeah, no, for sure. Right. We need to learn about them, and what the purposes are instead of kind of just hearing something and not researching and
But
Absolutely. And
there's
also to take the
there
taboo
is a lot of
off of
things
it.
out there that we can actually do to actually ladies who are in their menopausal stage as it is, and the ones who are entering to it. We can do so much to prepare our body so we have a smooth transition as we go through it. Again, as I said, a lot of females who are entering to their premenopausal stage, they don't understand what is happening to their bodies. So they will get a little sign, oh my God, I am not sleeping. I am having these sweats. My mouth is dry all the time. My skin is itching, all different things. Or they will say, oh God, I'm extremely sensitive to just everything that I use on my skin. Now, those are some of the symptoms that you will get, but they really don't understand. The average person will say, oh, nothing ain't wrong with you, but really and truly, they're actually starting that transition.
Yeah, I think it's so important, as we talked about, sooner rather than later, because a lot of women don't know when they're entering the perimenopause. They're actually in perimenopause. They don't know. So, I mean, we had talked about this even with HRT in previous episodes. But going back to the skincare aspect of it, I know that skincare and menopause is not a one size fits all, because as you said, everybody has different skin types and methods. Let's go in a little more detail. What would be a good daily skin routine that we can, or even the women who are maybe in perimenopause, that they can start adopting every day to enhance the skin, to prevent it, to keep the elasticity, the collagen? What would be, so let's get into a little more detail. What would be a good daily skincare for somebody?
And start off with standard care of treatment, meaning a good cleanser, a good cleanser, a toner, a serum, and a moisturizer. And also add in your LED light therapy, a photolight therapy device. Those things are very important to have. I find that, yes, we often do skincare, but I guess because the society that we live in, we're not open to a lot of things. But I find adding these little things to our skincare routine makes a big difference. In terms of, I have a client, one of my client, who she's actually in her 70s. and she doesn't look nowhere like she's in her 70s. She more look like someone who is in her middle part of her 50s. And because of the program that we put her on, she does her skincare routine. She comes in once a month, she get her treatment done. So yes, everything is basically under control. We ensure that she does her supplements as how she should, and also do her regular checks to her doctor and stuff like that. Yeah.
So
Does
do
she
you
go to,
guide? Go ahead,
does she go
Henry.
to the gym? Does she go to the gym often? What does she do for her
She
body?
does work. She does work out. She does. She have a she has somebody who will come in and just do like a light training with her. So she does work out. Lifestyle change is very important. So I believe that we should all be active because it does help with us going through menopausal and perimenopausal stage.
Absolutely. So do you, like with this lady, do you work with her on the supplement side, or does she have somebody separate doing that?
Well, for her supplement side, I would suggest the health food store that is just down the road, I guess, that right? So she would go in, or she'll send her driver to pick up certain things there. And then she'll do her regular checks just to make sure everything is okay. Because if I suspect there is something going on, I would say, you need to go and see your physician and then come back to me.
Okay, because especially at that age, things are changing so rapidly.
Exactly.
So things pop up on her skin that you'd say, oh, I don't like how this looks. You should go to your dermatologist. So that's good. LED light therapy. I've heard so much about that. Have you found that that's worth the money to buy those things? I mean, everybody has these big red masks that are like, oh my God, you know, you believe it? I mean, it works.
It does. It does. I can tell you, this is something that I incorporate into my skincare. I use it like every other day in my skincare. And when I'm at home, this is what I do. I am big on skincare. Absolutely.
So I also see people wearing these like helmets for hair loss. Is that something that is getting more common, or is that passing?
It actually helps to stimulate the hair follicles. It's actually photolight therapy using radio frequency that actually helps to stimulate the follicles so that the blood can flow nicely for you to regrow back the hair.
Is that something that you offer at your place, or is that something that somebody has to order specific for themselves?
You can order it. We do other therapy there as well on the scalp to help regrow the hair as well. But you can buy the hats, the LED hats, and you can actually use it at home as a home care. That's another device too that you can actually use, or for men with bald spots.
So what would you say your three most important treatments are for people in menopause at Beauty Mark?
Okay, so we do for menopausal, lots of microcurrent, skin rejuvenation. We do a lot of clinical peels as well. Okay. Those are the three.
Okay. Those are good. Yeah. Any other questions, Anne-Marie?
No, I'm just trying to just pop up on things.
I love it. No, jump in. I'm loving this. This is because these are what's coming up for everybody. So I think I mean, I can have my questions, but I love when everybody jumps in with stuff. So, all right. So I love the idea of the LED light therapy. I mean, because it's something I've been sitting on the fence for quite a while about doing. And a girlfriend of mine got hers and she's dying to try it. So it's like, all right, now that you've said it, definitely think I'll have to go on my Christmas wish list. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about, we talk about HRT and we'll talk about, sort of like MHT type of thing. So we do know that adding HRT to our system, whether it's estrogen or testosterone or any of those, will help with benefiting the skin. We know this.
Right. Yes. Okay, because those are, okay, HRT, hormonal replacement therapy. Yes, it is good. I shouldn't knock it. It is, you have the good and the bad. Let me be honest about this, right? It's just to find the balance, right? So we have oral stuff that we can take, we have injections, and we also have topical, right? That also help with these things. For example, again, for a woman who, say you're in 45, 46, yes, you can start on the injections. I would suggest, in my opinion, if I should give you an advice, that injections are good because then it actually helps to start preparing the body. It depends.
Injections of what?
No, injections of the estrogen.
Okay, not pellets, different to injections.
Right.
Yeah, there's different forms. I mean, you have the pellets that are, as we know,
that you can actually put under your tongue, and then you have the injections that you can take, and then you have creams that you can actually use on your body.
So that's where I want to touch in, because when I was doing some research, there was something where they said, there's some women who don't want to go into full-blown HRT. They don't want to do the patches or the pellets or whatever, which is fine. But I read up on something called a topical estriol, I think, facial cream called M4 Mega Miracle Menopause Moisturizer.
I heard
What is
about it.
that?
I heard about it, but I am not so sure 100%. I have not done my research on it, but I've heard about it. I heard about even one called Wild Yam Cream.
Yes. Okay.
I have a friend who is in New York. She swears on it, and she is in her 50s. She would have some real bad side effects from just regular therapy.
HRT. Okay.
Yeah. So she did the wild yam, and she said it works for her.
So it's an actual supplement she takes, or it's a cream that she puts on her face?
It's a cream that she actually puts on her face and also on all of her body. But again, she swears on it.
I know a lot of women do swear by the wild yam supplements.
Yes.
And of course, a lot of the BHRT treatments now are, yam based, so they're more natural. But that's interesting that they actually have a wild yam cream that you can use, because I mean, it would be absorbed into your skin, obviously. So
Yes,
it would
it
have
does.
an effect.
Yeah, it goes right into the bloodstream. Any creams at all.
Well, that's very interesting. I did not even know that there was a topical, like estrogen cream, so to speak, that you as a
have a lot of them
moisturizer.
out there on the market, a lot of them. But then again, you have to make sure you get proper advice from your doctors and stuff before you put these things on your skin.
Absolutely.
Like that,
You think it's something that you guys might consider adding to your regime?
I'm not sure yet. There's something to think about, but never say never.
Yeah,
Always have an open
you know
mind.
what? Again, it's about options, what we have. And I mean, for for people who don't want to do the traditional HRT avenue, this may be something that they could use as a facial moisturizer. So I think that that's amazing. But yeah, thanks for clearing that one up for me. Okay, let's talk. Sorry, go ahead.
I said I hadn't heard about that one at all, so that's interesting.
It's out there. A lot of things are out there on the market that you can actually try. But I find that I would suggest to my client whenever they are entering to that stage, I would suggest use like creams containing vitamin E, their vitamin E, vitamin A, all those stuff, things like that, vitamin C.
So do you offer consultations for perimenopausal and menopausal clients?
If yes, once any clients at all, once you're coming to us, we have to do a consultation before we treat you. Because I need to understand, what am I treating? What are your concerns and all that.
What if you didn't have any concerns? I mean, supposing you were just a menopausal woman or perimenopausal woman who said, I just really want my skin to feel brighter and more beautiful. You would still go through the same process?
I will still go through. All my
Okay.
clients have to, before I even touch your skin, I have to do a consultation, do a proper skin analysis just to understand your skin, and before I actually put anything on it. I don't just
My thing that I've been going through is like, I just wanted to glow. I want to glow again. I want to feel bright again, you know? My skin, I just feel was going gray and just kind of dead with the whole menopause thing. And I was just like on a hunt.
Okay,
to glow.
so what you can do there is always treatments out there that you can actually do. By the way, I should ask you, do you exfoliate your skin?
Yes, yes.
Okay, how often do you exfoliate?
Maybe once a week.
Once per week? Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah.
All right, so what I would suggest for you is that if you want to have that glow, I would say at least twice per week you can do the exfoliation. You can do your night routine, because a lot of persons I find they just stick to the morning routine, but when it come on to the night routine, they're like, I can't be bothered with that. So how are we gonna get that glow?
Yeah, yeah. I've been struggling with it, and to be honest, I was just in Atlanta, and I did a CO2 peel or whatever they call it, laser.
Laser CO2, yes.
Right. So I'm just day 10 from that, and I think I've definitely got the glow.
All right, there you go.
But
So
that
you
was
did
a hunt.
rejuvenation. I love that.
So that was a hunt that I went on.
So within a couple of days, you're gonna notice that the skin is gonna have this nice plump and just brightness about it, but you have to maintain all that.
Right, youthful, you know. So I've been on the hunt as to what it is.
Right.
And that's what I've just done. But I think there are a lot of other women on the same boat.
Right.
You know, but I don't know. Anyhow, that's where my hunt has taken me to.
Okay, well, guess what? You're on the right track. You're on the right track. And just stick with your routine. Try and see if you can maintain your facial routine like once per month and stuff like that. And I believe you're gonna see significant difference in your skin as time goes by.
Yeah. Thank you. I hope so. But I don't think anybody offers that out here.
CO2?
Yeah.
Yes, you have a lot of persons who offer CO2. You just have to ask. Just ask.
Well, that's the thing. I ask, but nobody knows, and nobody in my circle wants to talk. And I look like I'm the man.
And another thing too, I guess too, well, I would find that some persons too, CO2 laser is, yes, it's a gentle laser, but if they don't understand, they would think that it's aggressive. And I find that CO2 for me works really good on persons with acne, persons with aging skin. As you know, you have the carbon peels that you can actually do as well. That's a part of CO2 laser as well. And also persons who have hyperpigmentation problems. Of course, that comes with menopause as well.
Yeah,
the brown spots and all those things.
Yeah. I don't know if I think maybe I'm one of the older one in my friend group, and they're like, Anne-Marie, why are you doing these things? I'm like, so I can teach you guys, okay?
Exactly.
Thank you, Anne-Marie. We want more people like you that are going to advocate.
And I'm going to talk about it, and I'm going to tell you whether I was dumb or not, you know?
No, but that is absolutely amazing. It's amazing.
But that's how much menopause is pushing me. I'm fighting the aging. I'm fighting how my body feels, because I know there's things out there that can be done, and just what is it? And this Menopause Monday, Nikki, has been absolutely amazing for me.
I'm so happy. Well, this is it. You know, Anne-Marie, I love that, you know, that menopause has encouraged you. I would implore you to stop using the word fighting, because at our stage of our life, we're not fighting. We are evolving, we are changing, we are transforming into.
But I'm not enjoying it.
Don't fight it. That's the thing. You're fighting it. That's probably why you're not enjoying it. But conversations like this are so important that we are able to know what our options are out there for treatment. As you talked about the CO2, we talk about LED light therapy. There are so many things that can help us get back to feeling absolutely, amazing. I think we've lost Nateisha. I think maybe her internet has drawn. But yeah, oh yeah, we lost her. But yeah, Anne-Marie, it's so important because now we are not. Oh, you're back. Wonderful.
Yes.
Yes, I figured the internet had tripped out. I was just saying to Anne-Marie that, our stage of our life, it's important that there's so many options for us now. As we talked about all of these skin things. I mean, 10, 20 years ago, we never had these as options to make us look beautiful and bright. So I think talking about it this is why we do what we do. So let's talk a little bit, because we only have about 15 minutes left. Age spots. Now, let's try and combine that with sun exposure, SPF, that kind of tackling it that way. How do we help with that? How do we reduce that? How do we?
All right. Well, boils back down again, the same LED, total light therapy, skin rejuvenation can also help to solve that problem.
Wonderful. Oh my goodness, I'm making notes.
And also, a lot of persons are skeptical about peels, but let me tell you this, peels are awesome if they're done right.
Mm-hmm.
And I find for some of my clients would really like, who have gone through like melasma as they age or as they give birth and stuff like that. It depends on where they fall on the Fitzpatrick scale of the skin. I would recommend different types of peel, maybe a TCA, maybe an Obagi blue peel. It depends. But it's just to understand your skin and know what's best to treat it. But LED, can't go wrong with those.
And you say you do that there at your at Beauty Mark. You do the LED light therapy as well.
We do the LED light
therapy. Mask. Okay. You have it there.
Do you do sessions where people can come in for half an hour, 2 times a week, or are there any packages like that, or you don't offer it like that alone?
All right, we're actually working on some packages because I noticed the demand for it. So we are actually doing the packages where persons can purchase if they want to. Because we do have different packages like for laser, skin rejuvenation and laser. But we're doing other packages for like the LED therapy and stuff like that. Because some treatments, to be honest, you have to say it is recommended for you to do 8 of the treatments. We'll want you to come in like maybe every 2 weeks. So it's a package. Right, because then in order for us to track to see how everything going, to do the therapy.
Awesome. There are options. This is great. We're loving this. Let's touch a little bit on SPF sunblock to help with that. Yeah, what's your advice?
Okay, SPF is always important. I wear it throughout, whether I'm in the sun or if I am inside, because of course the light, just the UV rays from the sun alone can damage your skin. So it's very important.
Can the computer damage it as well? The rays from the computer?
Light. I always say yes.
How much SPF should we
be
using?
You notice sometimes we'll see that kind of the kind of darkness around our eyes. Okay, so some of that or contribute to us being on our phones from the light, from the computer or from the phone. Also, it can be by poor, we're not getting enough sleep or we're dehydrated as well.
Okay. So I know about the dehydration with the eyes.
Yeah. Okay. Lack of sleep as well.
So
we were talking about.
I find I'm needing more and more sleep as menopause progresses.
You're losing more and more sleep?
I'm needing more and more.
Needing, which is yeah, because your body's going through a transformation. So when it needs it, you
Yes.
give it to it, girl.
Fight.
Don't
One
fight
of the
it.
things I would suggest for that though, because yes, I know people have tried other things to help them to sleep and it's still not working. A good workout is always the best.
Yep.
That's
Well, the
my
thing is,
suggestion.
what I'm seeing a lot with a lot of women, and of course I can speak for myself as well, is Anne-Marie, when you are addressing, not attacking, but addressing all the issues with your menopause. So you're doing your supplements, you're doing your workout, you're doing your facial, you're doing all of that. Your body is getting into a relaxed state. So your body actually says, okay, great, now I can relax, and that's why you want more sleep. So for the women who cannot sleep, I mean, something that I've used for years is magnesium glycinate. To me, that is my go-to. I take that every
That is
night.
actually, no, but you know, yes, you're correct. You are correct because it relaxes the muscles in our body. It actually does.
I never thought of it like
actually-
that.
Yeah, your
Yes,
body
it actually does.
you're no longer in this fight mode with your body because you're attending to all of its needs. It's changing. So when you're
Yes.
addressing all of the things that are, whether it is your exercising, your skin, your hair,
It's a
you're
very
doing more
good point.
self-care, your body is just, it's easeful at this point. So of
Yes.
course your
That's
body,
like an aha moment.
so when
Yeah.
you go to bed, you sleep. Your body wants to sleep because it's gone into like repair mode.
I think Trisha made a very important point before where we're not getting enough sleep in the daytime. That is important too. But I mean, if we're working women, we're always on the go. It's a bit hard for us to do all that. But I can see if we can just set a routine where we can go bed a little bit early than the average, that would make a lot difference.
Absolutely. It's about adjusting. It's really
Yes.
about adjusting because I agree with you. We're all working women, and I mean when we're heading out on the road and all that. But if anybody can find 15 minutes, if a woman can find 15, 20 minutes to just shut down, it makes a world of difference. There are apps on your phone that you can just lock off your phone, put in your headphones, and just say, that's my 20 minutes. Or if you have a half an hour lunch, you nap for 10 minutes and for your 20 minutes, you put in your headphones. So it's just how much we allow or we give our bodies in this
Yes.
time. And that is why I come back to my point of putting yourself in that relaxed, easeful mode. And then it will be reflective on your skin as well, because then Anne-Marie, your skin will become naturally brighter because you're nourishing it, you're feeding it, you are giving it everything it wants. So you'll go into an easeful state. So yeah, I love that. I think that's amazing. Quickly, SPF, what number?
I would say 30. I would go, okay, 30. Anything over 30, it's a marketing strategy, in my opinion, for me.
Okay.
But to each his own, right? But 30 is good enough. You can go as 50, but anything higher than that to me doesn't, still the same. It's just a marketing strategy.
And how often to reapply?
I normally reapply like say maybe about 2 hours. 2 hours, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I normally like do a little bit touch up here and then, depends if I'm out like that.
Yeah.
And
Sometimes it's hard to do that, doing it. It depends on where you are, what you're doing.
Do you recommend the powders or all lotions? Creams?
Okay, if I say powder, I'm gonna be a bit biased, right? Both. They both work, but I think the more effective one would be the lotion.
Yeah. Yeah, there's so many on the market now that are incredible. But if you think about it, Anne-Marie, I mean, for all of us ladies, when you jump in the car to drive to the pharmacy or the supermarket, if you don't even put just a little bit on your arms, the sun coming in, through the wind. I mean, we think, oh, we only put on sunblock when we're going to the beach. That's just garbage. It's garbage. We put on a lot of makeups now have SPF in it, which is great. and that's
Right.
awesome. But then we forget going down. We forget our arms, and that will help with the age spots.
Exactly. So one of the things I would encourage anyone, if you're doing your skincare, make it becomes a part of you where you take down your lotion or your oils, whatever you use on your body. Make sure you have your SPF right beside it. So as you apply your lotion, you go ahead and you put your SPF on. Make it becomes a routine for you. It is a must.
Yeah,
Right. So therefore you don't forget. Or you could combine the two together and make a nice little cocktail for your skin.
Yeah, I know women who have done that. There's a hand lotion they absolutely adore, and
Yes.
they only want to use that. So we've had this conversation. Just get out of a jar and combine your SPF with that favorite lotion. And of course now there's SPF or sunblocks or whatever that are so thin. You don't even think that you have on
Yeah.
sunblock.
Yeah.
So I suggested that. She's like, "Oh my God, this has been like a game changer for her every morning." She slathers it on and she doesn't
Exactly.
even feel like
Save
she's putting.
time.
Yep. Yep. It has been a game changer. So rashes, is that common? With the skin, of course, that's the whole skin changing again.
Okay, rashes are, yes, it is common. Rashes can cause from many things. Reaction from products, reaction from the sun as well. Different things. So that is a common thing that you can actually get. Even by using an SPF, some persons get rashes from that. But then it's how you treat it at the end of the day, right? So if you know that you're getting rashes, the first thing foremost, you will want to find out what is the cause of this rash first. Then if it is safe and okay, then we can go in with other treatments to treat that rash. But we just want to find out the root cause of that rashes, because it could be maybe you pick up a bacteria or something. So you always want to know.
Okay. Yeah, very important. Okay, so there's so much on the internet, as you know, about skincare and menopause, and you should be using this and doing that. And we've talked about procedures that we should go and do. Let's talk a little bit about specific products that we should ensure that are in our daily routine. Is it hyaluronic acid? Is it retinol? Is it what? That we should be also looking for in our products of our daily routine.
For sure, hyaluronic acid is very good because our body produces hyaluronic acid and we lose that as we age, right? I would suggest whenever you're looking for skincare products, make sure that's one of the ingredients that is in it as well, because that is important for our bodies.
So
our
you say
skin
that's a
as
number
well.
one. You'd say that's a
Yes.
number one, hyaluronic
Right.
acid. Okay.
And I also take the supplement too, hyaluronic acid supplement, because you do have the supplements in it. So I do my collagen and I do that as well.
Talking about collagen, Trisha just asked about collagen powders. I'm oh my God, I think I consume too much collagen powder, but if that is even possible, say it's important. Are the collagen powders that we're putting in our coffees and stuff, is that really actually helping
It
with?
depends because it depends on the type of collagen powder. That is why so much is out there. So you have to do your research, making sure that you're using the right collagen powders. One of the things, I mean, it may sound gross for you guys, but one of the things I normally do is get my collagen. I would do the powder sometimes, but also I would do like soup broth, like from the beefs and stuff like that. I'll get the bone and actually boiled it and drink it, my natural collagen.
That makes a lot of sense.
I know. That's why I said it may sound
It's
gross,
okay, but
but
you think
that's
about
one of the
this is
things
what we did. Yeah, but this is what
I
we did
do.
when we were younger. Our children, our parents used to
Yeah.
boil, the shin of the cow, whatever, we get beef soup,
Right.
and it was all in there. That's what we did. I mean, why have we stopped doing that as we've gotten older? Of course, you read
I
things on.
do. I am big on that because I find that for me, it works for me. I mean, it could be all in my head, but
No,
hey.
I think that we all need, wherever we can get the collagen from, I do
Yes,
believe that that is, because there are collagen supplements, there are liquids that you can use, there's the
exactly.
powders that you can put in your coffee, there's the
Right.
soups that you can boil, and I do feel that, yes, you would agree that it does plump your skin. It does give it back its elasticity as we are in this
It
stage.
does.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
And
No, that,
also combining, another thing that I wanted to touch with you. So combining the LED therapy with radio frequency, facials and stuff like that, definitely help to stimulate your collagen as well. Yeah.
okay, that's good. That's very good. Okay, so we have a couple of minutes left. Ladies, before I ask my last final questions, anybody else have any more questions? Please jump in anytime. Um, it's a very simple question, but at what point do we need to see our dermatologist? Do we
Okay,
need
so
to see a dermatologist, or how often should we be seeing our dermatologist?
I think everyone needs to at least go and see your dermatologist at least once per month, just like how you'd have your regular checkup, just to make sure
Once a
things
month.
at least once per month, I would say.
Okay.
Some will tell you, oh, you don't need to come in, but I believe at least once per month, because then there is always something that you're going to be concerned about.
Mhm.
And you always want to know
Right.
and don't know, right?
Yeah.
So at least once per month. Don't wait until, okay, something coming up here and whatever. If you have a concern or if you see something that, just go and see them
Well,
at
that's good to
least
know once a month. It's really just keeping on top of
on
and
top of
keeping on
your
top of,
game.
yeah, because as we see and things just pop up and you're like, oh my God, how did this happen
Right.
so fast? It's really just keeping on top of it because our bodies are and our skin is just changing. It changes literally almost every single day.
Exactly.
It's so
Remember,
important.
the skin is the largest organ on the body, so it protects us from everything.
Yeah.
So we have to make sure that we take very good care of it,
Definitely. Is there anything else you want to share with us? Did I touch on everything? I mean, there's anything you wanted to?
Basically, you touched on everything because I did some work here. So I think you did. I have everything that we basically talk about, you actually covered today.
Awesome. Okay, so your place is shop number 9, Upper Manor Park Plaza. What I'm going to do is when I send out
Yes,
my email, I always put the address, I put the website, a contact
sure.
information, and just a little blurb. So it will go in the email for all of the people who have not been able to watch this live. They'll be watching this recording, so they'll have your contact information to come and see you and see all of these wonderful things that you offer.
Sure.
So
Sure.
Thank you. Thank you. It's been very informative.
yeah,
Yes.
this is, I mean, learning about, as I said, as I started at the beginning, Anne-Marie, and said, we don't talk about the skin aspect of menopause as much as we should because we kind of just, we almost look at the bigger boys. We look at the hot flashes and the weight gain and all of these things. But the reality
Everybody's
is,
concerning what is happening on the internal side, but the
exactly.
external side of it, we intend to push it aside.
Yes.
So now we're going to have to understand, because listen, when we take care of ourselves, we feel good, we're at our best. It also helps with our mental health as well.
Without
So
a
But
doubt.
but I think some of us going through the menopause and not embracing it, we don't
no.
like looking in the mirror.
Okay, so that's
You know,
another,
so
yes, and
that's a big thing to say, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
embrace this.
exactly, but this is one of the things that you're gonna have to surround people like those. Will always have to surround yourself with positive people where you can trust, where you can share things, what is happening to you that can encourage you, because I know how it feels to have body issues. I was 13 years ago, I was diagnosed with stones, and I got the weight came on like it was nothing, I was on steroids and all that, and I felt uncomfortable in my body. I didn't want to go anywhere. I just want to stay in and all that. But as I learned over time, of course, I have to embrace myself for who I am. I know, okay, this is just a time. I know I have to treat it and I have to do whatever it takes to correct this problem. And I did all that. I did all
Amen.
that. And I feel now I feel good in my body. Yes, there is a little here and there that I want to tweak, but I will get there.
Well, we applaud you for that, because it does take a lot of inner strength to be able to push through those rough moments of, as Anne-Marie says, looking at yourself in the mirror and not loving what you see, but realizing that everything that we're going through is transitional. It is.
Yes.
What you've been through is transitional. You've moved through it. And it may surface again. It may not. Who knows? But certainly for women in menopause, it's the same thing. It's a transitional phase.
Right.
It's not the permanent. This is not it. This is a phase that we're going through, so that we can, on the other side of it, then, if you will, we are going to become the most beautiful creatures. And this is what, the whole Menopause Monday, and this is what in our live event, Anne-Marie, that we're doing on October the 12th, where we have a lot of speakers coming in. It's a one-day thing where we are going to teach you to look past. We're not going to focus on, oh my God, I'm having flashes. Oh, I'm gaining weight. Oh, my skin looks like crap. Oh, my husband doesn't love me. My sex life is terrible. This is not what we're focusing on. That
Yes.
live event is all about creating that story is no longer, this is who we are. This is how you're going to make your sex life be absolutely amazing. This is how your skin is going to look beautiful. This is how you're going to get your weight gain to be where you want it to be, or your weight loss where you want it to be. Because what we focus on is what we create. That's the bottom line.
Yes.
So
I agree.
That's enough of the plug for my Menopause Monday live, but it's happening. I'm sure you've seen it on social media, but it is about us taking control and creating the life that we want. So, Nateisha, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much for having me.
And I will be messaging you about the live event. So
yes,
you can look out for some emails for that. Ladies, thank you so much. Anne-Marie, thank you so much for jumping in. Trisha, it was so lovely to have you online, and look forward to seeing you guys. I'll see what's happening with Menopause Mondays. Let's see if we're doing any more coming up in the next couple of months, but we'll keep you posted.
All right. Thank you.
All right, ladies, have a good one.
Bye.